how would I run or start an esports org? That's a question that I got on Twitter the other day, and I've thought about this a lot. So let me walk you through, if David Shylock were to start an esports org, how I would do it, and how we would maybe eventually work our way up to the LCS. I don't know. I'm not even thinking that far ahead. There are 3 things that we would make sure are true at all times. These are our core values. First and foremost, it is New York over everything. This entire org is geolocated in New York City. Our players live in New York. Our staff is in New York. Everything about it is New York, from our content to literally everything. Second is that we are a team of our people. We will constantly be interacting with the community, be at events with people, engaging with our audience, so that honestly, it's like a true New York team. Like, I don't want to be locked behind computers or separated out and just relying entirely online. No, I want to drive this to be an in-person thing for anyone that can have it, but obviously have that online content that can work for anybody, anywhere. Third is our motto of entertainment first, competition always. We will try to strive to be the best team in whatever division we are in of League of Legends, but entertainment always takes precedent. That's how we're going to grow our brand. That's how we are going to become a true New York team, because New York, we win, but you know what? We're also the entertainment mecca of the world, and we will make sure that we do that with our team as well. So let me show you how that's going to happen. What's up, buddy? Not too bad. Filming a YouTube video. So I picked up a straggler. You might remember Jeffrey from the One Thieves fan React video when we lost 3-0 to FlyQuest in the playoffs. He has a 100 Thieves crew neck. What's the official name for this? Is it crew neck?
Yeah, it's crew.
Yeah, crew neck that he's giving along because he's a good man, and I appreciate it. I know we talked about it off camera, but do you actually think a New York City-based esports org, and not like the NYXL or Subliners or like, you know, what Ambox is currently doing, like a tried and true, all players from New York, all content in New York type org could work?
I think so. I think there's a big desire to see like lifestyle from New York, and there's no reason that esports can't use the same kind of, you know, lifestyle that to make a good video, make good content.
I feel like the NYXL and like that whole brand is just like a lot of lost potential, because they've got everything set up. Like they've got, I'm not the biggest fan of some of their branding. I wish they would have like the New York, you know how like the New York Yankees have like the NYY, the New York Mets have like the NYM.
Yeah.
Like the NYXL and NYSL, they don't really have like that New York staple logo.
For sure not.
I wish they had that, which would make or like apparel branding a lot easier. People would get it just because it looks cool beyond like it actually being like good itself. But then on top of that, they just, I don't know. None of the players really play from New York. It's just like the staff that's here. Yeah. It doesn't feel the same.
No. And then also, it's Overwatch.
True. Well, they were in Valorant.
Really?
Yeah, but they didn't get partnership. And I don't even know if they're still in the tier 2 scene anymore.
No, I mean, I never really paid attention from them outside of Overwatch. And they weren't like super great. I think they were good like one season, and then like that's it.
Yeah. Okay, so entering into this partnership or starting this org, it's going to be me and one other person, a New York City-based content creator, preferably that is big on YouTube and Instagram. Instagram mostly because it's a platform that I don't necessarily use, or at least I just keep to myself. So I want to make sure we have like all of our social media bases covered. But if you've watched Wrexham with Ryan Reynolds and I forget who his partner's name is. Basically what I want this to be is the two of us start this and the other person knows nothing about League of Legends. I don't want it to be like a gaming content creator. I want this to be like a general New York City based content creator that I can then show the game, walk them through it, which in turn through our content will walk fans through it, get them to understand the landscape, everything about what's going on here, besides just obviously us trying to win a game. Additionally, all of our players will be from New York, as I mentioned earlier, but we're also going to be playing games in front of people. I've got connections at both Brookland and OSNYC that I feel confident that at least twice a month we could play our like NACL qualifying, or like the division below the NACL that we'd be in trying to qualify up. We could play at least 2 of those games in front of people each and every month, which gives us a way to interact with fans, allows us to bring additional sponsorships and partnerships as we're driving revenue for these businesses, and hopefully fans can come and interact with the brand on a pretty consistent basis. But we're going to be more in touch with our fans than literally anybody else because we're playing in front of them consistently. It's the K Corp and KOI model. They're not just a good team online, they're also consistently in front of their fans at all times. The end goal is this. So the thing that I wanted to show you is on the second floor of the Microsoft building over there, there's actually like a whole gaming area, or sorry, third floor. There's a whole gaming area, including where they used to host League of Legends tournaments, enough space to the point where we can have all of our games there in a partnership with Microsoft, bring them business, obviously pitch Microsoft products to people, including PCs, laptops to get people into League of Legends, but then also just have a constant like bi-weekly spot that we can play in front of our fans and engage with them as like a home arena by partnering with existing existing structures that are already here. It would be great and a great way to consistently have fan engagement without having to build any of our own stuff that Philadelphia has tried and other teams that have tried like geolocation, but their teams are playing in other spots, have done. The big question obviously is how would we pay for this? How do we develop a sustainable brand that we're not losing money hand over fist and we're actually turning a profit? Well, the simple answer is this. The reason why we're picking people that already live in New York is because pay is going to have to be fairly low to start, like probably $1,000 a month, give or take. Obviously, these other people are going to have full-time jobs or be students at NYU or Columbia, or like you got to have something else in addition to this. This can't be your full-time thing just yet, unfortunately. Now, in this made-up scenario, I'm assuming that I have like 100,000 followers on YouTube. My partner has around the same. Like, we're sizable influencers that any videos that we make that are around this team, all of the money from those videos goes into help fund these teams, because at $1,000 per player, including a coach, that's about $6,000 in salaries alone per month. So you're looking, assuming there's like 1 month that not everybody's working, it's like an 11-month contract, you're looking at what, $66K on the low end? So we're gonna need sponsorships and partnerships that hopefully we can develop this brand over the course of a year, that by the end of year one, we are able to sign some pretty decent sponsorships local to New York that help the fans and obviously give them a product that they can push. But on top of that, the content that we hopefully make from those channels and our own channels, as we are basically a New York City lifestyle esports brand with everybody actually in New York. I'm not saying it would work, but I feel like we could get 66K a year, and that's fine by the end of year 2, hopefully. Like, if it's not, to make this clear, if we are not break even by year 2 on low cost, low everything, because we get an initial investment either of my own money or somebody else's money, then we're done. We're cutting the cord. It's over. We tried. It didn't work. The goal by year 4 would be that 50% of our revenues are for players' salaries. Like, we've increased our revenue via sponsorships, via content. We're able to give players a personal brand just by being a part of our org so that they can grow their own influence and not entirely be reliant upon us paying them money, but at least like the clout of being there is enough that they then see additional revenues for themselves. But the goal is to ultimately get to that 50% of total revenues for us go to player salaries and everything else there, and then we can start working on the back end OpEx and expanding the business as is appropriate for our size. But the end all be all is that operating in New York's not easy, so it's not going to be cheap, and expansion is going to be tough beyond just like the initial like content creator side of things. For the most part, we'd probably just be working out of my apartment and my partner's apartment, other than like players playing from their rooms, and then we meet up at like OSNYC or Brookland to play our matches and do that. Now, by no means am I expecting us to be as big as TSM or Cloud9 or anybody else like that, but look, with 8 million people in this city, if a geolocated team is going to work anywhere, it's going to work here. You just have to be 100% from the ground up, entertainment focused first, and truly build your brand around New York City and just vlog everything. Like, obviously I'd walk people through the day-to-day and make sure that I'm contributing that revenue that's made from those videos to the team itself. But you need buy-in from everybody, and that's why I want it to be me and one other content creator, so we can also, you know, live stream the games from Brookland or OS, because I know they have the streamer studios there. So then any money that you make from those streams can also go to the team and help pay it, in addition to like my own personal channel content on top of that, because then I would grow with the brand. And it's, would it work? I have no clue. Like, it's a risk. It's, I mean, shit, you don't know whether any of this stuff's gonna work out. But at the end of the day, I think if I got to a big enough size to the point where the initial funding of this didn't have to come from somebody else, it could just be myself and one other creator putting down 60K or however much we need, then maybe it could work. The biggest difference between what we're doing and the NYXL or NYSL is just we're a content creator first org rather than esports and then entertainment. And I think that's the biggest mistake that brand specifically did. That right there is what gives me confidence. There's no way that you could tell me that if we can't interact with people on a consistent basis and they see like the content creation that comes from this, I really think we can make it work. I really do, but I don't know. Let me know if I'm crazy in the comments. Let me know if this is a dumb idea that will never work. It's not like it's even gonna happen anytime soon if it were to ever happen in the first place, but who knows. Hope you all enjoyed. Catch you on the next video. Adios.